Today we're going to talk about a topic that is rarely talked about among our circles. We're talking about a form of self-care that's called the power of no. Child, I can't wait to dive into this conversation. Are you ready? Let's go. Let me take you back down memory lane. When you were a toddler, the first word you probably learned to say was daddy, a dada. But when we started forming sentences, we learned the word no. And I can remember my parents, and when I was a parent, telling my children, don't tell me no. What do you mean no? So we learned how to say no. And the enemy took that and ran with that. And we were taught and conditioned to say and not to say the word no. Well, that kind of crippled us if we really think about it. We have to talk about something, a form of self-care that means the power of no. Now, no can be easily confused with negativity. As I just explained, we were taught at an early age that we shouldn't be saying no to our parents or saying no to people that ask us to do things. So from an early age when we were taught that, it may come across as being negative. But let's unlearn that and let's begin thinking about us and doing some self-care for us. Let's talk about the power of no. The first thing that we need to discuss is we need to be able to create healthy, firm boundaries. Yep, I know that's a hard word. I'm going to learn this with you today because I had to learn how to create boundaries around myself. I know that I'm not alone. I know that you're just like me. You felt like you didn't want to let people down, so you felt like you need to say yes to every time you were asked to do something, or when you were asked to give something, or when you were asked to participate in something, and you found yourself being pulled to the right and to the left, up, down, and everywhere. And you didn't have time for yourself because we learned how not to say no at a very early age. But when we think about, we need to really take care of ourselves and have self-care. We need to learn the power of no. No, the word no is both the tool and the barrier by which we establish and maintain the distinct perimeter of self, of you, of yourself. No says, this is who I am, this is what I value, this is what I will and will not do, this is how I will choose to act. You know, through life, we love others, we give to others, we cooperate with others, and we please others. But we don't do this at the expense of losing you, of losing yourself. We need the word no to carve out and to support those healthy boundaries that we have to set for ourselves. Self-care is important, and we need to learn how to operate in the power of no. Why don't you put this in the comments? No is a complete sentence. I'm going to say that one more time. No is a complete sentence. In other words, capital N-O, period. Matthew, the 5th chapter, verse 37 tells us, let your yes be yes and your no be no. It's just that simple. Do you see this photo? Do you see this graphic photo? This young lady is saying no in every form she possibly can. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I like the meme with the comedian that he's like, no, nope, 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 nada. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Nope. That's not what I'm gonna be able to do. That's something that we need to practice over and over again because it is necessary for us. It is necessary for your self-care. It is necessary for you to truly be effective, to be able to do the ministry that you're called to do. You cannot do everything on your own. No is a complete sentence. The third thing that I want to talk to you about is saying no is the right thing to do. Put that in the comment section. Saying no is the right thing to do. I'm reminded of the story found in Exodus 18, and read this at your leisure. But this is talking about Jethro and Moses. Jethro was Moses' father-in-law. And Jethro saw how God had delivered the children of Israel and how God was using Moses to lead the children out of Egypt and to bring them to the promised land. And he found that Moses was, from morning to nighttime, he was dealing with the people. And the people were coming to him with complaints and coming to him with questions and coming to him to judge this and to judge that and to teach them and to do this. And it's so much so he was doing this all on his own. He had nobody helping him. And they were in line all day. So he was drained by the time he came home. And so his father-in-law said, well, Moses, what are you doing? And Moses was like, well, the people need me. They need me to teach them. They need me to teach them God's word and instruct them and to be the peacemaker and to give them wisdom and to lead them. And Jethro said, Moses, that's not what you need to do. Saying no is the right thing to do. Jethro told him, and this is one thing that stuck out to me. Jethro taught Moses, and Moses was teachable. Now I'm going to put a pin right here. Jethro taught Moses, and Moses was teachable. I wish I could teach this thing like I really feel it, but we don't really have time for that because God is telling us about the power of no. But let me just give you this nugget. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much you have learned. I don't care where you think you have arrived to. You have to have a teachable spirit. Now, for those of you that think you know it all, you can go ahead on and log off right now. But for those of you who are going to stay until the end of this, I promise you that God is going to bless you. Have a teachable spirit. You have to be able to take care of yourself, but know that you don't know everything. So Moses received what his father-in-law said to him. And his father-in-law said, you can't do this alone, son. What you need to do is, he said, you need to set up some order. You know, God does everything in decency and in order. And that's how he wants our lives. You have to have everything in your life. You have to have balance. You have to have things lined up and do them in decency and in order. And that's why you have to have self-care. And that's why you have to practice the power of no. Jethro instructed him, set up some men. Watch for some men that are of good rapport, that have integrity, that are able to lead. He said, and delegate some of these duties to these men so that you can take some of the stress and some of the burden off of you. You know, when you're in the airplane and you hear the instructions and the stewardess tell you to put that mask on you in case of an emergency, to put it on you first before you put it on the person that's traveling with you, whether it's a child or whoever. You have to take care of you first in order to be able to take care of the next person. You have to learn how to say, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. No, that's not going to fit in my schedule. I'm sorry, I'm unavailable. I can't do this. Because you have to take care of you first. Exercise the power of no. Ladies, this is the last thing that I want you to do. I think we talked about this last year when we talked about when Wonder Woman was a character. She wasn't a real person. She still isn't. So I need you to turn in your Wonder Woman suit. For the men that are watching, I need you to turn in your Superman cape. You cannot do it alone. We thank God for the aid of the Holy Spirit, who is our comforter and who is our guide. But we also thank God for wisdom that tells us to exercise the power of no. I pray that you receive this word today. I pray that you set up those boundaries. I pray that you practice saying, because that's what I had to do. I had to practice saying, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. And I had to say it just that real. and be just that transparent. I pray that you receive this today and walk in the power of no. That's Tacia Talks, spiritual, real, relevant conversations.
You never could walk on water. You never could move a mountain or fly across the sky. But never's gonna keep you wondering if your day is spent doing nothing. Will it keep you up at night? Remember, fear is never a reason not to try. This is our chance. Break another wall down, never.
Tacia Taylor, and this is my new book titled The Map, The Meaning and Purpose 21-Day Journal that helps you find your meaning and purpose in life. If you would like to order a copy, you can go to my website at mannaunlimitedonline.org. You also have an option if you would like an autographed copy. You can also purchase on Amazon. The price is only $20. I pray that you're encouraged and find a clear path to your meaning and purpose. I am so excited to share this news with you guys. As you know, that God has graced me the assignment to write this book called The Map. It's a 21-day journal to show you your meaning and purpose in life and to kind of help you, walk you through finding and discovering what your meaning and purpose is. And I am so pleased and so honored to say that I have already sold out of my pre-ordered copies. However, you can still order this from Amazon, or you can order it from my website at mannaunlimitedonline.org. And I am so happy to say that so many people have already told me that they have begun to utilize the book and are beginning to discover their purpose, and they're so happy to be on this journey. So why don't you join them? Why don't you invest in yourself and find out what your meaning and purpose is in life so that you can live your life to the fullest and giving God the glory every step of the way. The Map, found on Amazon or mannaunlimitedonline.org. Girl, have you heard the news? Have you heard the latest fashion show that will be appearing on June 12th? Well, let me fill you in. Manna Unlimited presents Who You Wearing Reloaded. It's a virtual fashion show that you can view in your own home. You can purchase tickets for only $7 at mannaunlimitedonline.org. And make sure that you're using a valid email address because you'll receive a copy of the link the day of the show. We will have the world-renowned comedian Brandon Shropshire serving as Miss Poinsettia. We will also have Tiffany Coleman, who has the melodic voice, who is going to sing for us. We also will have poetry by Marsha Mills. We will have local boutique vendors that have the latest fashions to show you how to be your best you. I hope that you will join us and get your tickets because they're going fast. Also, if you own a business and would like airtime during the show, for only $17, you can email mannaunlimited316@gmail.com. Send us your logo and your verbiage, and we'll be sure to include you in the show. See you then. it's giveaway time. Remember, to qualify for a giveaway, you must email taciatalks@gmail.com. Also, if you're interested in being a participant on the show or a guest on the show, use that same email at taciatalks@gmail.com. Also, if you have any topics that you would like us to discuss, you can use that same email to get in contact with us. The person that won the giveaway this time, she is the only person that emailed me, so she's the only one that qualified. I am so happy that this person reached out to me. I am so honored that she has been blessed by the videos. She told me how she watches them and how God has truly blessed her as a result of viewing these videos. And that person is Sherry. I'll be sending you something very special. Be looking for it in the mail. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to episode 5 of Tacia Talks. Remember to walk in the power of no. I'll see you next month, same time, right here on Facebook Live.